Hi, and welcome to another video. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. I thought I'd do one. We still have some low clouds and fog, but it's still going to be warm inland, mild or cooler at the coast. It'll be cooler as we head towards the weekend, but temperatures will still be fairly comfortable. I hope you're doing well. A Jesuit priest was out for a drive and just happened to crash his car into another one, only to discover that the other driver was a Franciscan. It was my fault, each insisted, as is only right and proper for religious men. Concerned, the Jesuit said, "Well, you look badly shaken up, Father. You could probably use a good stiff drink right now to calm down." He produced a flask, and the Franciscan drank from it and said, "Thank you, Father. I feel much better now." "But you're probably shaken up too. Why don't you have a drink as well?" "I will," the Jesuit replied, "but I think I'll wait till after the police come." In our verses today, Paul is talking about hope and the certainty of God's promises. I want to talk to you from about Hebrews chapter 6, verses 9 to 16. Even though we speak like this, dear friends, we are confident of better things in your case. Things that accompany salvation. God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. We want each of you to show the same diligence to the very end in order to make your hope sure. We do not want you to become lazy, but to imitate those who through faith and patience inherit what has been promised. When God made his promise to Abraham in verse 15, since there was no one greater for him to swear by, he swore by himself, saying, "I will surely bless you and give you many descendants." And so after waiting patiently, Abraham received what was promised. It is easy to get discouraged, thinking that God has forgotten us. But God is never unjust. He never forgets or overlooks our hard work for him. Let God's love for you and his intimate knowledge of your services for him bolster you as you face disappointment and rejection here on earth. As we get older, we may become discouraged. Well, especially since the COVID pandemic and all that's going on in the world today, it can be discouraging. And we may think God has forgotten what we've done for him. He does not. And he knows you are still the same person that worked for him and his church. You are the person who trained your children and brought them up in the way they should go. Don't be discouraged. Hope keeps the Christian from becoming lazy or feeling bored and tired, and it's that hope that we have in Jesus. Like an athlete who trains hard and runs well, remembering the reward that lies ahead. In Philippians 3:14, Paul says, "I press on towards the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Jesus Christ." Abraham waited patiently. It was 25 years from the time God first promised him a son until Isaac's birth. Because our trials and temptations are often so intense, they seem to last for eternity. Both the Bible and the testimony of mature Christians encourage us to wait for God to act in his timing. Even when our needs seem so great, we can't wait any longer. Paul used a story from Genesis that Christ is even greater than Abraham, the father of the Jewish nation, and he is greater than your problems and your challenges today. In Hebrews 6:19, if you follow on in the chapter, Paul says we have this hope and an anchor for the soul, firm and secure. It enters the inner sanctuary behind the curtain where Jesus, who went before us, has entered on our behalf. He has become the high priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. You know, that curtain hung across the entrance from the holy place into the most holy place, the two innermost rooms in the temple. The high priest only went in once a year to stand before God's presence and atone for the sins of an entire nation. But Christ is always in God's presence, not just once a year, as the high priest who can continually intercede for us. So take your worries and your cares and take them to Christ and let him intercede for you. He knows who you are personally. He knows what you have done for him and what you're doing, and the hope that you have will bring you his peace. Remember, God is there for you no matter what you're going through. Information. Our services this week at Main Street are at 9 and 10:30 a.m. There's a service at Marina at 10 a.m. and a traditional service at Padre at 10:30 a.m. with an evening service at 6:30 p.m. I hope to see you there. And if you cannot make that or feel you can't get out yet to these services, they will be online at 9, 10:30, and 6:30 p.m. Now have a great week, and God bless you.